Guys, this has been truly one of the best years of my life. Okay. And it honestly has so much to do with every single person who watches and tunes in to this show nearly every single day. And I just want to say thank you so much for not only being a part of this, for making this happen, but for being part of what I believe is one of the greatest communities on the planet, on the internet. Okay, I really think what we're building here is special, and I just want to say thank you, thank you so much. This is going to be the last video of 2024 for the channel, and I'm so excited for it. Is this going to be season 3, the next one, or is this the end of season 2? All right, maybe, but it's so good. And what I wanted to do for this video was I wanted to go through, and because you guys know, we post videos here like nearly every single day. All right. I say nearly every day because right here on the header it says every video or new videos every day, but there's an asterisk on it. Okay. The asterisk is for I remember one time I was listening to this podcast and they used to say, we make a podcast every day except for the days where we don't make a podcast. And that just made me smile so much. So kind of the asterisk is I make videos every day except for the days where I don't make videos, but it's nearly every single day, right? It truly is. So what I wanted to do for this video, for this whole end of the year kind of review, is I wanted to go through. So this is an email that YouTube sent me. Thought it was awesome. But they go ahead and they kind of send you some quick stats, right? Like 11,000 new subscribers. What? That is insane. 5.4 million views. This is just on YouTube, by the way. But look at this, 322 uploads. Holy smokes. That's pretty, that's impressive. Okay. Because, for me, I try to be very subjective, right? I always try to think like, okay, like, yes, I care about the views and how many they get, but I care more about the output. Like, what am I doing in order to make it happen? Like, I remember James Clear in Atomic Habits, he writes, don't think of goals in terms of what you're going to get out of it, right? Think about the input, right? Like what you could do. So I really like this. I like the 322 uploads because I did that, and everything else is kind of a byproduct of doing the work. So I think that's great. Look at this. Top video is this one with RFK Jr. and Trump talking about the squirrel from New York that I said could possibly flip the election. And did it work? Obviously, President Trump didn't win because of New York, but I do think there was a larger conversation being had. So I think that's awesome. So I want to go ahead and go through. I selected 12 videos from over the last year, right? 12 videos from the last year, 12 to represent one for every month, right? So I thought that was great. But before I get into that, I really want to go ahead and do some quick hits. All right, because I do pride myself in we talk about current events here, right? We talk about news, we talk about things that are on the line. So I think it's great. But so I got 5 quick stories for you. I saw in Tribalism, they shared this today. They were like a review of the year's most comical, heinous, misleading, and deceptive RFK Jr. headlines. Okay, right? They start all the way. And it's just a couple of headlines, but I thought what I thought was hilarious was, for example, they write headline, or what is this? Headline, RFK Jr. says doctors found a dead worm in his brain. What actually happened? RFK Jr. got a tapeworm that 50 million people have, but it doesn't stop them from writing this headline, right? New York Times, RFK Jr. says doctors found dead worm in his brain. So makes sense, right? But what I thought was hilarious was underneath, where is it? Right over here in one of the bottom posts, the headline was RFK Jr. admits to dumping a dead bear in Central Park, solving a decade-old mystery. And they said what actually happened. They wrote, this one the news got right. He did dump a dead bear in Central Park and solve a decade-old mystery. I thought that was hilarious. This is such an underrated joke, right? Like, we're talking about deceptive headlines, misleading headlines, but here they're like, oh no, that's actually right. RFK Jr. did do that. So I thought that was hilarious. It'll be linked up if you want to keep watching them. Something else that happened today is Magnus Carlsen and another grandmaster decided to share first place for the world championship in what, rapid blitz. I thought this is awesome. I don't know if you guys, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually like a huge chess fanatic. I love playing chess. I play nearly every single day. I'm not going to share my rank because I don't want to brag, but if anybody out here want to play a game, just DM me. I'll send you my chess handle. All right. But that happened, and I thought that was really, really sweet. Something else that I saw was this person wrote, I don't know what it is, but I get chills watching JD Vance rolling in surrounded by security now that he's going to be our new VP. Who else is as excited as I am? And I just saw this and I was like, man, there is something about this. Vance he's got the VP aura. Taller, he's walking a little sharper. His face looks a little skinnier, right? He's just presidential now. You know what I mean? What do you guys think is happening in 2028? You think he's gonna go at it? Or you think he's gonna relax a bit? He's gonna take a couple years off. He's gonna Biden it. You let me know. I think that's fun. Something else is hilarious too. Elon Musk had just changed his name on X, right? He changed it to his like Kikius Maximus. He changed the name and changed his profile. And because there's like a lot of there's like something weird happening on X right now where he maybe has this different alternative account called Adrian Dittman. And I asked people online what they thought about it. I don't have a clear understanding of it. It sounds like him, and I don't know. That to me just makes me really frustrated with alternate accounts or anonymous accounts. I don't know if I vibe with it really, but this is nonetheless hilarious because CNBC is trying to decipher what this all means, and just watch it for like 30 seconds. Watch them kind of describe things.
Tough week last week. And in case you're looking for Elon Musk's account on X, on the social media service, he has changed his name and his profile picture. The photo, the photo now of a, I don't know really.
That's Pepe.
That's Pepe.
Yeah.
But it says it's a photo of a frog. That's not a frog.
That's Pepe.
That is a man frog.
Reading.
Okay, now this is another example of legacy media kind of taking their sweet time catching up, and I just think it's hilarious, right? I remember Elon Musk tweeted a couple of days ago. He was like, I turned on legacy news for fun, and it was so boring because all this stuff happened. All this stuff that they're talking about happened days ago on X. That's not entirely true. Come on, let's be real. Sometimes it is, but I gotta say, I think looking at a lot of traditional news, they're pretty fast just because they have the manpower to do it. They have so many bodies to just work for. And I think it's crazy. Something else I think is very, very interesting these days is like, so like you guys know, I follow Anna Mattson. I usually really agree with her opinions. And I share a lot of what she says. I think she's really one of the cultural thought leaders in this whole MAGA movement. Like that's what I would say. But right now there's kind of like you remember a couple of days ago I described it almost like MAGA's having a civil war, but I don't want to describe it as that. Or I'm like disagreeing with that kind of vernacular just because like we're having pretty thoughtful discussions here. We're having regular debates. All of these things are good. None of it is bad. The Conservative Party and independents alike are having conversations that just aren't really existing on the left. So I think we're whenever we're having these discussions, it's good, right? But Anna Mattson is kind of questioning her loyalty to Ma, it appears, right? Because she writes, "I'm not MAGA, definitely, and I'm honestly questioning if I'm Maha. These movements are treated more like exclusive clubs," right? And then she discusses kind of the cult vibes here. She's like, "You need to prove yourself to get in and not go against what the leaders want." Sounds more like a cult. So I thought this was interesting. I wanted to bring that up because obviously a lot of people who are here are definitely Maha, right? But they're also definitely MAGA. Right? I don't know if that's fair to say. Let me bring up my last poll from yesterday that I told you guys about. Look at that. Almost 500 people, sorry, just over 500 people participated in this poll that says what best describes you going into 2025. And there's definitely a census. Most people are right leaning. Now, I think I'm gonna go a little bit further, just because I want to. I There's like so many different ways you could do polls, but I thought this was like the most simple: left leaning, moderate, right leaning, something else, right? But I do think here in right leaning and moderate, there's a couple of different ones. There's conservative, then there's like right of center, then like then really moderate or centrists, right? And I'm wondering if more people are right, or if more people are right of center, or if more people are moderate. Given those options, that's what I'm kind of wondering these days. But nonetheless, I'm very, very grateful that people took the poll. So now that we're done with the quick hits, first of all, let me know what you think about these. I really do want to go back into my year in review, just because like I love doing this. I love doing these videos, but man, this took a lot out of me. All right. Like I'm over here looking at all these videos that I posted this year, and just seeing that number 322. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. Like I was chronically online this year. That's why I kind of, had this thing of like, what is online? Like, I used to start my videos with that, like, what is online, just because that was such a core focal point of the videos, and what was driving them. And just in case you guys don't know, I've been on YouTube for a really long time. Like, I remember I posted like I've been on YouTube for almost 9 years. That is insane. I started off making car videos, right? And then I went ahead and I made a couple awesome vlogs here with friends and family, and obviously went back into cars, and I was doing that for a while. And I was really I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very, very into Subarus. I had, my BMW at one point, and it was just really cool. Like, this is what I was doing. And then I went ahead and took like a break, and just to give you guys kind of more of the story, I don't know if you guys know this, a lot of people don't, but I really started on TikTok, right? Like, obviously, 8 years ago, that's a very long time. Like, I did start on YouTube first and foremost, but so much of my like content creating like days in life, like, it was on TikTok. But I was kind of like a TikTok first creator. Like, here's a couple of videos where I was talking about uh Pamela Anderson. Like, let me go and play this real quick. Whoops. Let's see. Now is that Pamela Anderson showed up to Fashion Week in Paris without any makeup on. I love this, and I think more people need to be talking about that. But comments like this are just really stupid. She's almost 60 years old, and she still looks awesome. Remember, the culture we allow is the culture we create. My favorite thing on the internet right now. Boom, really simple video, but I love making videos like this. Everyone already knows that President Trump. Breaking news: the first person to drive with Apple Vision Pro. About the Apple Vision Pros, and it's just really cool. Like, this is what I did. Zero. Breaking news: the first. Yeah, and this is what I did for many years. But I decided, like, no, I wanted to build something more meaningful, right? So that's why I got on YouTube after taking a break for many years. I decided to take it seriously again, and that's what I did, right? So it started back in 2023. Just to Oh my gosh, there's so many videos. That's crazy. Yeah, it started back in 2023 with a couple of these videos about kind of Elon Musk and Mr. Beast and so forth. But I think I really started to get my footing really in, what is it? Really in January of this year. So, and that takes us to this part of the video where I posted this 11 months ago. Check this out. January 25th, 2024, right? And this really kind of ignited what the next chapter of what I was building on YouTube, right? So I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I will play just a little bit, just because I think it's awesome, right? This did not get like that many views. Man, like, look at it, it has 5 likes, and I'm one of them, right? It has 400 views. But nonetheless, again, it's not about the views, not about the numbers. Like I said, it's just really about how it's just about doing it, right? Like, those things they all come later, and they are important, but doing it matters the most. So check this out. Mr. Beast just made $263,000 by re-uploading one of his YouTube videos on X.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Now, this is the largest payout we've ever seen for creators on X, and what this means for the creator economy as a whole is significant. But there's a couple things to consider. One, Mr. Beast made that. Man, I don't know why. Like, I'm very, very proud of this video. I wish I shot it, like, like completely. Like, it's a vertical video, but I worked so hard on it, and I really wish I filled up the space. But I also understood, like, I was trying to, obviously, like I said before, like, I was a TikTok first creator, so that was the medium. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, as of right now, I used to have 84,000 followers, but obviously I wrote like mostly on YouTube these days, so I started losing a couple of hundred. Now I'm at 83.6. But this is the video from January. So now let's go ahead and move forward. So this is on February 2nd, 2024. Also, just to like the reason why this is important is really like I want to be able to look back on this video in years and years, and I want to be able to know where I came from and kind of see how things developed and see how kind of the bones like just the bones of this channel grew, and all of this is important, right? Like this video is about TikTok influencers kind of ruining their shoes for views, and I thought it was great. Like I'll play this just for a little bit. So Gen Zers are apparently destroying all of their shoes in order to be barefoot in public.
My husband and I have removed the bottoms of all of our shoes. We decided to start walking barefoot.
Yeah, so it's this already like there's a very night and day difference between what happened in January and what ended up happening in February, just over a couple of days later, right? Like now this looks way more familiar to more of what you see, today, right? Like let me bring up one of my last videos right over here. Like this is really what you see with the background and the microphone, right? And the concept of sharing media as I'm discussing it, and already, but it really started here, right? And I think it's great. And you'll also see throughout this progression, like look at this. This is the first. Okay, I'm just skipping a march already. All right, but this is the first RFK Jr. video that I shared on the channel. Well, the first long form RFK Jr. video that I shared on the channel. If you call it long form, this is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. That's crazy. I don't know how long this video is, but I'm about halfway through my media and it's almost 18 minutes long, right? But I remember recording this video at 2 minutes, or recording this video, and this video came out to like what? Like this was probably like a 30-minute video, but after everything, after getting my words right and kind of going through all the points that I wanted to make and all the comments that I wanted to share, like this was like a 20-minute video. But obviously after everything, it ended up being 2 minutes. But that also, like this is part of my own personal commitment. Like part of why I wanted to do this show in this specific way is because I knew that communicating, like this is an art that I feel is lost, that I want to get back. I want to be a strong communicator. I want to be a better communicator. I want to be one of the best communicators on the planet. Right. And I know that sounds crazy, but you know what? Let me just bring up one of my tweets real quick, just because I feel like that sounds so crazy that I need to give it some context. But yeah, check this out. This is something that I tweeted yesterday, and it was, if this reaches one person, it'll be enough. And I wrote, no, thank you. I'm trying to change the world. I want my videos to reach millions of people. I want my words to travel across the world. People should have bigger dreams. Think big, imagine more, create endlessly, and be crazy enough to work hard to make it happen. And that's a pretty wild thing to share. It is. But here's why it matters. I remember a while ago, I was listening to someone on a podcast, and I think they were, and they mentioned that you want to aim for the moon, because even if you don't make it to the moon, if you aim at the moon, you'll probably end up at the sky. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And already that kind of mind shift is so significant, because if you're someone who's just aiming at the sky, right? If you're just aiming at the sky, then even after the trial and errors, you might still end up on the ground, right? But if you aim at the moon, even with the trial and errors, you'll probably end up further along than you would have been had you had your eyes set on something lower to the ground, right? So whenever I say things like, "Oh my gosh, like let's change the world, want to reach millions of people," like I just think that's the framework that you need to have if you want to create, incredible impact. So going into this new year, I'd encourage people to like have big dreams, think crazy, like pray that God surprises you. I don't know. I just feel like there's a universe inside of us begging to come out, but it really just needs us to become that wild stallion in order to actually be audacious enough and have the tenacity to make these things happen. So, like already, I'm looking at baby Adam right here wearing a New York Rangers hat. Like, I'm proud of you. Like you did so much of what you wanted to do, and I'm proud of you. Like that's cool. Looking back on this year, looking at so much of the things that I did, it's awesome. So let's go ahead and watch this video. This is the first RFK Jr. video that I posted on this channel in this long format. Check this out. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going viral all over TikTok, and what people are saying about him in the comments is really surprising. If you don't know who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is, here's a quick breakdown. 1, he's an independent candidate. 2, his uncle was 35th president of the United States, John F. Kennedy. And 3, he's been an environmental lawyer for the past 40 years. And a lot of people, especially young people, really like what he's saying. So this video is about what people are actually saying about RFK Jr. The top comment on this video is something that I think everyone should write on their soul because of how true it is. It says, I love how he says, I'm applying for a job and you're the recruiters. That is exactly what government should be. I think. Holy smokes, my guy. That was pretty good. Jeez. That was pretty good. I think this kid has I think this kid has a knack for this. Right? Wow. This kid has a future. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Now that's March. We are fast forwarding to April. So already you see kind of a shift happening. I'm over here talking about digital media, which is Mr. Beast, which I'm always very passionate about. That even in my last news that I talk about it. And then I go into also again digital media, but talking about TikTok influencers and what they're doing to their shoes in order to maybe get some more views. And now I start talking about politics. Right. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a shift for the long form video. And then I go into it again, right? And this is titled Can Gen Z Survive Joe Biden's Economy? And look at this timestamp still 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Like that is crazy. It's hard to talk to yourself on the internet and kind of make a long video out of it. But again, if you want to make a 30-minute video, start by making a 3-minute video. All right. Like you gotta start somewhere and then you gotta keep pushing it. But let's watch this for a little bit. This is how much money Gen Z needs in order to retire by Fox Business. I'm really excited to see this. The magic number to retire comfortably hits a new all-time high. Oh man. There we go. I look at this development too. I used to have a naked microphone, right? A microphone with no wind muff. Or I used to try to just monitor my plosives, but now you got it back on. You got it on. All right, there we go. I think it delivers better quality, and I like it. All right, fast forwarding again to May. This is RFK Jr. to get endorsed by Elon Musk, and I think like with this video, the significance here is I think I've started noticing a gap or kind of like a gap in the market for people who are craving like Kennedy content, right? Because like there's still not a lot of people who talk about RFK Jr. on YouTube, and the only people who do are like big mainstream media. But whenever they do talk about him, it's always in a very it's always in like with bad intentions or it's ill and it's just not good, right? So the fact that there's people on here, or at least at this time there was just me. But yeah, there's people on here who are talking about good things that Kennedy was going through, and you see like people were craving it, and I loved it. So like, let's check this out for a little bit. Very very soon. If you guys didn't know, Robert Kennedy Jr. is an independent candidate for a more Robert Kennedy Jr., his social game has been crazy lately. Just what was this? That's so crazy. Like, this does not feel long ago at all. This is May. This literally feels like a couple days ago, and it's just wild. But we're gonna zoom in. We're gonna keep going, right? This is June. This is probably one of my favorite videos, by the way. Right? This one took on. This has 30. This one has over 33,000 views. So you kind of see kind of a bit of a rise going here, right? This is RFK Jr. will debate Trump and Biden with, what is this? There's like 15 exclamation points. Kind of crazy. But geez, I really like this video. I just felt really good this day. You know, I felt like my outfit was awesome. I felt like my hair was okay. You know why too? I decided to take off the hat. These are big things that kind of make big differences, especially whenever you look across kind of the channel, right? Like I was always wearing a hat in every video. You know, I was always wearing a hat, and then I just decided, like, I feel like hats make my it makes my life harder in thumbnails, right? So I decided to take off the hat. All right, I decided to take off the hat, and honestly, I've never looked back. Now there's no hats in the videos. I'm a hat guy, but not anymore, right? I don't wear them anymore, and I think, do the videos do better because of it? Who knows? Does a video do better whenever there's a bunch of exclamation points? I don't know. And again, like I said, yeah, can't think views first, right? You got to think impact first. But if no one clicks on the video, if no one watches the video, then there's no impact to be made, right? It's all a cycle, right? If you want to have impact, the videos not only need to be good, but you need to package it in a way that people can actually click on it. All right, this is some game. This is some YouTube game. If anybody wants it. Okay, check this out. One of my favorite videos. Oh, whoops. Oh my goodness. Is it a good day to be an RFK Jr. supporter? Because I am happy to tell you, I know you've been hearing a lot about RFK Jr. not being able to take on the debate stage. You know, they're shutting him out. CNN is rigged, all of that. And you know what? All those things might be true. CNN might be rigged, but we will be seeing RFK Jr. debate Joe Biden and former President Trump. There you go. And obviously, I was talking about the real debate, which did end up happening. But I really did break the news on YouTube, and I thought that was that was really really incredible. Now, this is when stuff starts getting really rocky. Okay, because again, like this past election cycle, it was nothing like I've ever seen, and to be kind of like, baby YouTube Junior over here trying to talk about all this stuff, it was not easy, right? Especially because there was new things happening every single day. So it's actually really hard to just look back on the past year and pick 12 videos because there was something significant happening all the time. Like this is July 16th, right? This is, as we know, days after the attempt on Trump's, you know, and now there was this conversation that was leaked from RFK Jr.'s son, where it shows RFK Jr. talking about possibly joining forces. And you remember at this time, we were like, "Oh my gosh, no, that doesn't mean anything. RFK Jr. is still in the race." But now we know. Looking back, now we know what this was really about. But again, at the time, that's what I think is so beautiful about looking back on videos like this, because these are perfect time capsules of what happened on this day and the real raw emotions of what took place inside here, and to see everything fold out the way that it did, to see the hypothesis kind of take shape and actually become verified. It's absolutely wild. But check this out. Okay, what happened this morning? I'm not sure if you are already familiar with this, but RFK Jr. was shown on a leaked video having a pretty intense discussion with President Trump, and it's kind of crazy, but they talk about many things. It's only about a 2-minute video, and we're gonna watch, and we're gonna wow. All right. Now, zooming in again, going further, this is August 17th. All right. Kennedy's still in, but there's people are questioning things, right? And this video was about why RK Jr. can't break 5%. And I'm so proud of this video. First of all, I'm proud of it because this is kind of the first video where I did it kind of on the road. Right, this is in a hotel room. I'm very happy about that. I had my awesome microphone. It's actually this microphone. It's the same microphone, except it's I got the black one. I returned the white one. I got the black one just because I thought it looked better and it was more versatile. Although that microphone was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, it's the same thing, but the color just popped and I loved it. And I had my mic stand, but I also love this video because truly, truly, like there was so much research that went in to this, and putting all that information in a cohesive type of story and narrative, and going all the way back to 1992, and then to see with Ross Perot, and even going to look at some old polling data, right, from the 90s, and just really diving deeper into all of that. It was very crazy. Finding unearthing all of these old questions was just crazy. Like, look at this. Regardless of how you intend to vote, if these are the candidates for president in November, who do you expect to finally win? George Bush, Bill Clinton, or Ross Perot? And again, like so much of this video was about how Ross Perot actually stood a chance, and even CNN, right, reported that Ross Perot won that debate that night, but then they squeezed him out. They squeezed him out, and I was kind of foreshadowing the same thing happening to RFK Jr. and how it was just going to end up being Trump and Kamala. And again, it's this idea that your hypothesis ends up unfolding, and it's just crazy to see it now in real time and back in real time. But that was August. That was August. Okay, moving forward. Moving forward. This is actually another video from August, but I'm so darn proud of it because I think it's incredible. This is my longest upload. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes. This is with Larry Sharp. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people loved it. This actually one of the clips went viral on X for the first time, right? Whenever I posted about it. But I just was so moved. And even right now, whenever I'm making this video and I was preparing for it, I'm like, oh my gosh, let me actually let me rewatch this. And it was incredible. Again, like watch, look at this just for a second. Tell me you don't feel something here.
This is a movement that is as strong as Lincoln. That's the last time we saw something like this. So why am I saying you should vote Bobby Kennedy Jr.?
I've seen so many more Republicans say, I don't care who you vote for. But there is some sort of virus on the left that seems to just feel like they cannot communicate with someone else.
You can't say, are you for school choice? Now you fight. You got to say, do you want better schools? Yeah, I do. Is the government doing a good job right now? No, it's not. Now we're having a conversation.
But how do we fix this?
If we don't fix
I just love that so much. That all also those 2 minutes took forever to edit. But again, like you got to work hard for the life that you want. You can't be scared of hard work. Can't be scared of getting your hands dirty. Like the only way things happen is you making them happen. All right. The future you want for this next year in 2025 is not going to happen by itself. You know, right? Like that job that you want, and it's not gonna just be handed to you, right? You gotta apply, you gotta work, you gotta create it. And I don't know, I still love that to this day, right? Like I edited this video, right? I'm gonna edit this one, I'm gonna make the thumbnails, right? Like I don't know if just in case you guys don't know, like I I'm doing pretty much all of this, right? From the recording to the researching to the editing to the uploading to the maintenance, right? Like yes, my wife obviously helps me, every now and then, but for the most part, like this is hard work, and none of it is easy, and and it's crazy, but I love that hard work still works. All right. And I remember one time in a bathroom in a coffee shop in New Mexico, I read on a wall, and it was someone just wrote in chalk saying, "Nothing works but work." And I carried that in 2024, and I'm gonna continue carrying that in 2025. Let's work hard. All right, let's work hard. All right, going further. This is also August 30th. This is the day before my birthday, and and I love this video because you kind of saw a switch from RFK Jr. because at this point he's endorsed, he's thrown his support to President Trump, and you can see it. You know, immediately he goes on all in and he's talking about things. And let's just go check this out. Here's a question I have for you: do you think we're going to see a different Trump in 2016? Okay. Okay. So a lot of people here are very hesitant that we would, right? A lot of people are believing that Trump is still the same man that he was in 2016 through 2020 and today in 2024. That's why so many people are with. Wow. And there you go. And so let's go a little, let's go even further again, because I wanted to show a video for pretty much each month. So that was August. Now we're going to zoom into September a bit. And this is really awesome because this is like the first time that I really saw like Nicole Shanahan with a different lens. And also something special happened in this video because this was truly like positive politics, right? Yeah, look at this comments. Look at this comment right here or the description. I wrote, this might be the first episode of positive politics because I felt like there was a gap in the market again for people who wanted to dive into interesting and happy and joyful news on a recurring basis, right? That just left them feeling good, feeling optimistic for the future, and feeling just happy to be part of this. Like there are good things happening. Yes, there are bad things happening. There are moments where part of this country is facing a crisis, and we need to pay attention to that. But I do think in there's a loudness here, and usually notoriously the people who pay attention to the louder volume, it just happens to be negative and fear mongering and not good, right? But the fact that I was able to make this episode and that it was a positive politics type of experience, I thought that was great, and I love that Nicole Shanahan and Tucker Carlson were part of this conversation. I thought it was fantastic, and I definitely need to do more of that. All right, going even further, we are now in October. All right. Oh my gosh, wait a second. I didn't even play this video. Let me play this for a little bit. Check this out. This is going to be a beautiful video, and I'm really excited about it. Last night, I watched this conversation between Tucker Carlson and Nicole Shanahan, and I thought it was so beautiful. And in fact, I thought there were three key moments that I just wanted to share with you guys because I wanted to have just a really wholesome and joyful conversation with everyone. Because I think for the most part, much of the community here appreciates that kind of conversation. And whenever I was watching this again yesterday, so good. I'm sold. Play the video. I want to know. Yeah, I definitely need to make more positive politics episodes. That's great. All right, so something that I saw at the core of October was this idea that R. Kennedy Jr. and the supporters alike are having like a massive influence on this election in November. Like they are having an incredible way. Like look at this. This is from AV24, and it was showing the Kennedy cohort and giving Trump the bump that he needs. Right. So let's go to play this video just for a little bit. I want to say two things. One is that you matter. Two is that your vote matters. Listen, I'm perfectly aware that these videos and again, looking back on it, it's crazy. You know, the hypothesis was right. I don't know if Trump wins without Kennedy. I still don't. Even if if you check out my last newsletter, like I think I make a really compelling argument as to why Trump doesn't win if Kennedy is out of the picture. Right. So if that's interesting to you, definitely go check it out. But yeah, that's just crazy. So now going to what happens in November, because November was also a very, very big month. All right. Not just personally, but also professionally. Because look at this. On November 2nd, I have my first ever long form video that hits over 100,000 views. That's crazy for a channel my size. Are you kidding? That is insane. That's huge. And the fact that it was about a squirrel. What are we talking about here? I need to make more off the cuff videos like this. I need to make more videos about squirrels. That's the key takeaway. Man, but this is a 20-minute video, and yeah, you can check out kind of the most interesting parts right here. But let's see what this part is. This is the most interesting part. They literally lost a family member. Okay, now I'm just discovering that the most replayed part features me crying. That's great.
I just want to say thank you to all of you.
All right, I'm about to start crying again. I can't do this. All right, I understand why this video did so well. Jeez, I almost forgot about that. That was a very, very crazy video. All right, the next thing that I wanted to share is this came out in, what is it, November 5th. This was the day that Trump won. All right, and it was decided. And a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, where are you going? Are you gonna keep making the videos? Like, what's happening now? Who else am I gonna get my news from?" And just to be clear again, for as long as people are watching, I'm gonna be creating. Okay, I really do believe that we made something special here, and I'm excited for it. Right, and I have no intention on slowing down. And doing this whole year in review thing, this just makes me very, 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 very happy. All right, let's check this out just for a little bit. This is kind of a hard video to make. It's like, it does not feel like goodbye at all. But after I made this, I had very serious contemplations. I'm like, this feels like goodbye, man. Like you're sounding sad. You look like you're on the verge of crying. This feels like goodbye, and you're saying it's not goodbye. But the video is so long, I couldn't record it again. But it was good. Yeah, definitely not goodbye. Definitely not goodbye. We're still out here almost 2 months later. But the video that I wanted to share afterwards was me and my wife just got married, right? And I honestly think this is one of my favorite videos of the year. No, let me be clear. This is my favorite video of the year. Absolutely. Me and my wife got married. We are on our honeymoon in Washington, D.C., and we're recording kind of a vlog style car video where I'm just talking about how, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to take some time. I'm taking a week off to be with my wife, talking about my priorities. And oh my gosh, even talk about imperfect things. Let's see. A stronger communicator, and I'd argue a stronger human being. And I think that's awesome. But it's those imperfect moments that create such a perfect moment. Imperfect things don't create imperfect things. I'd say imperfect things create perfect things, because now it has it's the material that makes us human. It's those incredible, beautiful moments. The material that makes us human. Okay, geez. Okay, Mr. Philosopher, I'm over here tearing up. Geez, that was that's awesome. And I love that my wife is also in the video too. And she was just so sweet in it. And there's people who are commenting like the sweetest things about her. And she always she always just kicks up her feet, gets really excited every time she sees someone. Like, she's over here telling her parents, like, yeah, they know my name. Like people in the comments, they know my name. Like people who watch these videos, they know my name. And they're over here wishing us a happy marriage and all these things. And it's just so, so sweet. Like there's so many reasons why I love this video. And this is hands down. I almost want to pin this video. It's like not very reflective of the content that people will usually see on the channel, but the impact that it's had, like right here, it's very, very high. Very, very high. All right. So that is the last one for November. And now it takes us to this month, which is December. All right. Title is Insane Move by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. happening now. And this is also kind of crazy that this has his name spelled out. I'm wondering if those do better than than videos where it's not spelled out. Like these are just things that whenever you're a YouTube creator, you just start thinking about things like this. Like, I don't know, am I losing people by saying RFK Jr. and dot instead of saying Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? I don't know. These are just things you think about. But this came out a couple of days ago, and this is obviously in RFK Jr.'s newest battle, which is fighting for the support of senators, right? To making sure that he gets confirmed. And guys, like this is probably like the best thing about this video, truly, or sorry, just about this channel. Like, and I love that we're ending it off here. It's the fact that we got to see this incredible run of like not just me, like, oh, yes, I'm part of this, but I'm not the hero here. Like, I know that I'm not the hero of this story, but the hero of the story are these other people that I've been able to bring up, right? Like, whether I'm talking about Mr. Beast, or if I'm talking about TikTokers, or if I'm talking about commenters of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on the video, or whether I'm talking about Gen Zers, like, you really do see that they're like, especially in RFK Jr., we see the character development through this time. It's almost like we're watching a TV show. It's like, what's happening next? What's going to be in the next season? Like, oh my gosh, wait, no, in the last episode, whoa, in the last episode, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had a conversation with Trump, and it was recorded and it was uploaded. This is insane. Are you kidding me? And now you could see all this, like, wait a second, yeah, you remember that? Like, there's actually talk about RFK Jr., getting out and maybe throwing his support of Trump, and like, wait a second, in this new episode, that's exactly what happened. That's insane. They ended up throwing support. What happened? How did that happen? And it's just crazy. Right? It's crazy, and even looking back and seeing people like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, right? And kind of their horrendous type of experiences, but nonetheless, they still mattered extensively. And even seeing what happened with President Biden out here, and President Biden going ahead and and getting out of the ring and being able to capture all this and be able to have real conversations in real time with the real people is just insane. To now, again, the current battle, right? The current battle, which is getting RFK Jr. confirmed. So let's go ahead and share this video just for a second. Out of his office to shake his hand. Could we see John Fetterman possibly voting to confirm RFK Jr. as Secretary of HHS? Whoa, could we? Could we? I don't know about you, but I don't stop what I'm doing and get out of my office just to shake your hand unless I like what you're about, unless I like what you're doing, unless I want to, unless I know that there's some partnership here. I don't stop what I'm doing to go out of my way unless I'm not trying to align myself with you in the future. You know what I mean? I do know what you mean. I really do. And if I could add one other thing, one other thought on top of your thought, past Adam, it's that this guy right here, he's not only going to get confirmed, he's also going to make America healthy again. All right. That's what I'm believing. That's what I'm imagining. And dare I say, that is what we are going to experience in this new year, in 2025. This is exciting. This is beautiful. Wow. I can't wait. So, guys, that is the whole video. I hope you liked it. Geez, this is long. This is almost 15 minutes. Are you kidding me? But I do think it was important. It's hard whenever time passes and you feel like maybe you did nothing, you feel like maybe you were unproductive. It's really good to look back in time to see just how far you've come, right? It's almost like in those moments when you look back at how far you've come, you could see the results, and it almost just acts as more fuel that re-energizes you to go even further next time. And I don't know about you, but I needed that. I needed that today. And I'm excited. I'm excited to keep building this. I'm excited to keep building it with you all. So one of the final thing that I'd love to know is if you have any New Year's resolutions, drop it in the comments. All right. Drop it in the comments. I'm gonna be thinking about mine, and I'm gonna put it there as well. I sent out a tweet a couple days ago with some of my New Year's resolutions, but maybe I'll add to it. All right, I'll drop it in the comments below, and I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna read all of you guys. You know what I'll do? I'll read every single comment on this video. All right, I'll read every single comment on this video, especially for the people. Like, there's no way everyone is gonna watch up 50 minutes of this. That's crazy. That's so long. But let's see. I'm excited. I'm excited to read you guys' New Year's resolutions. I'm excited to read what you guys imagine for the future, what you imagine for yourself, what you imagine for your country, what you imagine for your family. Tell me all of it. All right. I'm excited about it. All right, everyone. Well, this is the year in review of 2024. This is the last episode of 2024 for the Adam C. Moreno show of this year. And I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm full of energy and strength and love for this new year. And I cannot wait to continue building the future with all of you, to continue building tomorrow with all of you. Wow, holy smokes. All right, everyone. I will see you all next time. I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful New Year's. All right, let's go create the future. I'll see you in the future. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.